The brave little ant. Once upon a time, in a bustling anthill, there lived a small but determined ant. This little ant was different from the others. It was always the first to wake up in the morning and the last to rest at night. The ant loved to explore its surroundings and would often venture out in search of food for its colony. Every day, the ant would diligently gather food, carrying it back to the anthill with great effort. Despite its small size, the ant had a big heart and was always willing to help its fellow ants. The other ants admired the little ant's hard work and dedication. One day, while out on a food-gathering expedition, the ant encountered a huge rock blocking its path. The ant stopped for a moment, assessing the situation. Instead of being afraid or giving up, the ant decided to find a way around the rock. With determination in its heart, the ant began to climb up the side of the rock, using its tiny legs to grip onto the rough surface. As the other ants watched from a distance, they marveled at the brave little ant's determination and perseverance. Despite the challenges it faced, the ant did not waver in its efforts to overcome the obstacle. With a final push, the ant successfully reached the top of the rock and looked down triumphantly at its friends below. The other ants cheered and applauded the brave little ant, inspired by its courage and resilience. From that day on, the little ant became a source of inspiration for its fellow ants, showing them that with hard work and determination, anything is possible. After successfully overcoming the rock, the brave little ant continued on its journey to gather food for the colony. As it navigated through the grass and leaves, the ant's friends gathered around, eager to hear about its adventure. The little ant shared its story, emphasizing the importance of perseverance and problem-solving. Inspired by the ant's determination, the other ants expressed their admiration and gratitude. They realized that they too could overcome obstacles by following the brave ant's example. The little ant's actions sparked a newfound sense of unity and motivation among the colony. One day, during a heavy rainstorm, the anthill faced a crisis as water began to flood in. The ants scrambled to find a solution, but fear and panic started to spread among them. Remembering the brave little ant's resilience, one ant suggested building a barrier of leaves and twigs to protect the anthill from the rising water. Working together, the ants gathered materials and constructed a barrier around the anthill. The brave little ant took the lead, organizing and directing its fellow ants with confidence. Despite the challenging conditions, the ants persevered, fueled by the belief that they could overcome any obstacle as long as they worked together. As the storm passed and the sun emerged once again, the ants rejoiced in their success. They celebrated their unity and teamwork, grateful for the brave little ant's inspiration and leadership. From that day on, the colony stood stronger and more resilient, knowing that they could face any challenge with courage and determination. Upon returning to the anthill, the brave little ant was greeted with cheers and admiration from its fellow ants. They were amazed by the ant's success in overcoming the obstacle and its ability to inspire them all. The little ant humbly accepted their praise, grateful for the bond that had formed among them. As days passed, the ant's friends began to approach it for advice and guidance when faced with difficulties. The little ant listened attentively to their concerns and offered words of encouragement, reminding them of the strength and perseverance they all possessed within themselves. The ants grew more confident in their abilities, thanks to the brave ant's wise words. One morning, the colony faced a new challenge: a sudden shortage of food due to unexpected circumstances. The ants gathered anxiously, unsure of what to do. Sensing their worry, the brave little ant stepped forward with a plan. It suggested that they work together to forage food from different areas, ensuring that everyone had enough to eat. The ants followed the ant's lead, spreading out in groups to search for food. With determination and unity, they managed to gather a plentiful supply of food for the colony. The little ant's organized approach and unwavering determination inspired its friends to work harder and support each other through any obstacles they encountered. As the sun began to set, the ants returned to the anthill, their spirits lifted and bellies full. They gathered around the brave little ant, expressing their gratitude for its leadership and guidance. The ants' actions had not only ensured their survival, but had also strengthened their bond as a community. Together, they knew they could face any challenge that came their way. Despite their recent successes, doubts crept into the minds of the ants. They wondered if they could continue to face challenges without the guidance of the brave little ant. Some ants began to feel uncertain about their own abilities, fearing that they might not be as courageous as their brave friend. Noticing the hesitation among its friends, the ant gathered them together for a meeting. In a voice filled with assurance and kindness, the ant reminded them of their individual strengths and the power they held when working as a team. It encouraged them to believe in themselves and their potential to overcome any obstacles that came their way. With renewed confidence and determination, the ants pledged to support each other and face challenges together as a united front. The brave little ant's words had reignited the spark of courage within them, assuring them that they were capable of achieving great things when they stood together. As the days passed, the ants faced various challenges, but with their renewed unity and belief in themselves, they were able to overcome each obstacle that came their way. The brave little ant continued to be a source of inspiration and guidance for its friends, leading them with courage and kindness. Together, the ants learned that by working as a team and supporting each other, they could accomplish anything. And so the anthill thrived, filled with unity, resilience, and the brave spirit of the little ant.